So Bree's off to her mother's for the rest of the summer. So this is not your regular family fun highlight video. So today I want to tell you guys about not only my favorite, but what I believe is the best budget vlogging camera Sony has ever put out. There she goes. There she goes. The thing I hate most about being a dog owner. Dropping bombs. Now the first thing I want to bring up is the flip-up screen. The flip-up screen is just something that a lot of creators nowadays need to have. They want to be able, like most creators are, they're a one-man team, one-man show, whatever you want to call it, and they need to be able to check the framing, and so the flip-up screen is really great to have. The A5000 and the A5100 both have this option available. A lot of the new Sony cameras do not have this option available, like the A6000, 6300, 6500, the A7 series cameras do not have that option available. Another cool thing about the flip-up screen is that it is a touchscreen. Even the new Sony cameras are not touchscreen. This one is. It does touchscreen. It uses touchscreen for the touch focus, so you can select, you can pinpoint where you want the focus to be. Now you can't use a touchscreen to navigate through the menu, so that's a big bummer. However, it's still a great feature to have. Now the next thing I want to talk about is the large sensor. It's got a large sensor so that you can get those really that really cinematic shallow depth of field look. Now with the sensor, it's got really fast focusing. It's got 179 points of focus, which I think this one doesn't have that much. I think it's like 12 or something like that, or 9 with the A5100. The A5000 only has like 9 or 12 points of focus, while the A5100 has 179 points of focus. And these cameras both came out like in the same year. The next cool thing I want to talk about is the lenses. You can change the lenses on these cameras. Now here on the A5100, which is my primary vlogging camera, I have the wide angle 10 to 18 millimeter lens. It is a constant f4, so that's pretty cool. So no matter whether you're at 10 millimeter or 18 millimeters, you have that aperture of f4 to set it to, so that way it doesn't change like the kit lens, which is 3.5 to 5.6, which is not a big deal, but it's really nice to be able to have that constant aperture. However, the kit lens is still pretty good if you're vlogging. 16 is still pretty wide. It is a 1.5 times crop factor compared to a 35 millimeter sensor, so it's equivalent to like a 24 millimeter, whereas the Canon 18 to 55 millimeter, 18 millimeter is equivalent to a 28.8, which is like a 1.6 crop factor. So you still get roughly 5 millimeter difference, 5 millimeter wider with this setup, and so you can still use it. You don't have to hold it out too far with this camera. The next thing that I want to also talk about is the codec. The codec is XAVC-S. This codec brings really sharp and clear pictures, really nice quality video, really good low light performance. However, if you want to take advantage of this codec, you need to have an SD card that is really fast. Like this is the SD card that I use in this camera, and it reads at 95 megabytes per second and writes at 60 megabytes per second. So you got to make sure it's really fast. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to. It'll be just grayed out if you're trying to set it that codec. The A5000 does not have that codec available, and just a difference in video quality from this camera, from the A5000 to the A5100, it's a huge difference. The next great thing about this camera are the batteries. Sony uses these batteries in a lot of their cameras, even the new ones, even the A7s, the A7 series, even in the A6500, the A6000, 6300. Sony's been using these batteries for quite some time. And so if you ever decide to upgrade in the future, you won't have to buy new batteries. You can just use the same ones. The next great thing about this camera is the Wi-Fi connectivity. You can send pictures to your phone if you want to edit them on your phone and post them to social media right then and there. You can even connect it to your phone and take pictures, and automatically go over to your phone, so that way you're not like trying to select which photos I want to send, or no, it depends on your workflow and what's easier for you. You can use the phone as a remote to take pictures. That comes in handy when you're trying to do like a slow shutter photography. If you're trying to take pictures of the night sky or cars moving by at night, it's a really cool feature to have. You can also start and stop video from your phone remotely. If you got this elaborate setup and you got nobody standing behind the camera, you just connect it to your phone, stand in your scene, press record, and you're good to go. My favorite thing about this camera is the form factor. It's really small. Now this is what you're gonna get when you purchase a A51,000 if you get it with the kit lens. It's pretty small. I mean, look at my hand. It's really small. My hand's not even that big. Okay, it fits inside my cargo pants pocket. Even with the wide angle lens, which is a little bit, it's much bigger. It's a much bigger lens than the kit lens. It still fits inside my cargo pants pocket, or my cargo shorts pocket. And it's really great if you're like running gun and you want to be more like inconspicuous. You don't want people coming up to you saying, hey, you're a vlogger, or you don't want security guards telling you, hey, you can't film here. It's a really great size, if you know, to not stand out of the crowd. The last good thing I want to talk about is the price. So it is an older camera. It's about 4 years old. The price has gone down since it first came out. Now, I bought both of these cameras used. The A5100 I bought for $250 used. The A5000 I bought for $250 used. I bought the A5000 first. I really fell in love with this camera, and once I found out that the A5100 has a better video quality, then I went and I found one of these really cheap, dirt cheap. I've been using this camera ever since. I haven't even touched this thing. So you can find this camera on Amazon for about $550. You can find it on eBay for $500, but if you look for it used, if you're looking for a used one, you can get it from anywhere from $150 to $400, depending on where you look. I know I've seen some on eBay for $150. Now, if you want to go with the used one with a body only, I think it might sell for $150 or less, and then get yourself a wide-angle lens. Or get the one that comes with the kit lens. You can still, you know, vlog with this kit lens, and then all you really got to do is take care of these cons that I'm gonna talk to you about right now. So the very first bad thing about this camera, I guess it's not, I mean, yeah, I guess kinda, it's pretty bad. A lot of creators now are looking for cameras that have microphone input, because now we understand the importance of having high quality audio with your video. And so this camera does not have microphone input. That's the bad thing. It would have been great, but in order to maintain this form factor, it can't come with a microphone input. Now, to combat this issue, what I've done is I've put these little eyebrows on my camera, which is what everyone says, hey, your camera has eyebrows. These are windscreens over the microphones. Now this blocks any of the wind noise that's coming through over the microphones. Now, as you can see here in my fishing video, I got a lot of wind noise when I was walking up to the lake, because I was using the A5000 and it did not have these windscreens, and I didn't have these windscreens at the time, and I didn't really know that I was getting that issue until I started editing the video. And so when I got the A5100, I came across these windscreens on Amazon, and I'll put the link in the description below. Everything that I'm talking about here today will be in the description below. And so these windscreens prevent that wind noise, and it works very well. Now, when you do get the windscreens, you're gonna get a pack of them, so it's not just one. So it was pretty pricey, you know, it's not very budget friendly. However, you know, sometimes you just gotta spend money, and you do get a bunch of extra ones, so that's a good thing. You get, like, I got 2 on there, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, I got 4, yeah, about 4 more to use at my expense, and I was gonna put them on my other Sony camera, but because I don't even use it much, I'm like, why even waste them? I was thinking about putting it on my Canon, so that way I don't always have to connect a microphone to it. But we'll see, I don't know yet. The next issue that I want to mention is that there's no 4K. It records at 1080, the max frames per second is 60, though the video quality is still really good. It's got the XAVC-S codec. It brings some pretty high quality video. I mean, when you compare these two cameras, the footage from both of these cameras side by side, you will notice a difference. The last thing that I want to bring up, which is not so great, is the time-lapse. There's no time-lapse. There's no built-in time-lapse function or feature with this camera. There is an app that you can purchase through Sony Play Memories or something like that. Play Memories apps or something like that. It's only $5. It's a great app. I think you can use it for up to 5 devices, so you don't just have to pay for each device. So like if I put it on this one and I purchased it, I still have I can still put it on this one if I really want to, or if I upgrade later and get like a Sony A7S or or something like that, I can put it on that one, up to 5 devices. So that's not really a big deal. If you really don't want to spend money on the app, then you can use your phone to do time lapses. So in conclusion, I feel like this camera, the Sony A5100, is the best vlogging camera that Sony has put out. Well, maybe not the best vlogging camera, but it's the best budget vlogging camera, because there is the Sony RX100 Mark VI that recently came out. However, that's $1,200. So if you got $1,200 to spare like nothing, then go ahead and get the the RX100 Mark VI. However, it's got a smaller sensor. You're not going to have that shallow depth of field, and the lenses are not interchangeable. But the new one does have a pretty long zoom. I'll link the Sony RX100 Mark VI below so you can take a look at it and compare the specs. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't. And if you didn't like it, please let me know why. I might not be very good at explaining things, but I'm doing my best. I don't really do a lot of tech reviews. And if this is something you want to see more frequently, then let me know in the comments below. What do you want to see reviewed? I do have a lot of tech gear. I do have a ton of cameras. So if you want to see some more camera reviews, let me know. I have a Canon SL2. I have some action cameras. I have a camcorder. Not just this one, but like I have another Canon camcorder. And I have quite a few lenses as well. Even old school lenses and some tripods, and like I'm a camera nut. I love cameras. Alright, subscribe if you want to see some more stuff or stay up to date. Like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. What's up, bro? Don't knock my stuff over. I think she's done being outside. Damn it, I forgot the hand sanitizer.